First topic today is what is a variable. So basically, if you have worked with any other programming language before, then you know that whenever you need to work with values, you need to store them in some variable so that you can call it by that name later in the program. So let's just go ahead and read the definition. A variable is a named memory location that stores a value. Let's just imagine you have a box and you're storing the value in it, and you're also naming that box so that whenever you call it, you can access that value. Also, there's a point to note here that this particular box does have a memory address, so that's a memory location. For example, x is equal to 20, which means that x is the variable name. You're using the assignment operator, that is equal to. 20 is the value that you are assigning to x. So now whenever you want this value to enter in the program, you'll just have to use the name of that value, that is the variable x. So let's say I want to print the value of x. So what I can do is I can simply write print x. I'll get 20 as output. So this is a very basic concept of a variable. Okay, coming to the next topic, three main components of a variable. Now any particular variable would have three different components. First is the identity of the variable. Identity basically means the memory address of the variable. Type of the variable is the data type, that is, which tells what kind of data the variable can hold. And the third is just the value of the variable which you're storing in that variable. Now let's see what are the different data type of variables. So the first one is integer. You can see here I've put an example. In interactive mode, if you just go and type x equals 10 and then write print x or just simply x and press enter, you'll get the value displayed. So integer is nothing be like, it's like normal in mathematics, whatever you have. Next is floating point numbers. So for floating point numbers, we have the keyword float. Now, I think we had discussed in the previous video that in case of Python, we actually don't have to mention the data type, and the compiler can automatically understand uh, what kind of value the variable is holding. So here we have some examples, like I've written y is equal to 3.14. So if I then just go ahead and want to print the value of y, I can just write y and enter and I'll get the value. Same, you can also take negative numbers as well. So whatever it is, if you take any number with a point, that can be displayed easily. Now same here, you don't have to mention the data type separately. Compiler can understand that as the value is float, so this variable is holding a float kind of data. Here we have some examples of complex numbers. 2 plus 5j. So this is the format of a complex number. Now 2 is the real part and 5 is the imaginary part. So if you want to access the real and imaginary parts, you need to write it like this. Print, within bracket you're writing the name of the variable which is holding the complex number, dot real. And if you want to print the imaginary part, then within the print statement you need to write the name of the variable, dot and image, imag. If you just press enter, you'll get the output. So we don't use it much often, but if you are doing a program where you need to do a lot of mathematical calculations, it might be helpful. Moving to the next one is string. So let's just see some examples and try to understand. Now here I have one variable str where I have stored this string hello world. So basically, what is a string? A string is actually a group of characters, but for the compiler to understand that it is a string, it must always be within double quotes. Okay, so now if you want to print it in next line, you can just write str and press enter. So you'll get the string printed. However, we can initialize string variables with double quotes, single quotes, or triple quotes. So you have three options: single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. But when you get the output, it's always in single quotes. Like you can see here, hello world. If you see the output, it's displayed in single quotes. So that's what I've shown here. I have initialized it in using single quotes, double quotes, and triple quotes, but we are still getting the same result. So you can use either of them. Next one is Boolean. Boolean is basically two values, that is true or false. So if we see the example, you can see I have written b1 equals bool 20 greater than 10. So there's a condition given along with bool. If the condition is true or false, depending on that, I'll get a Boolean value. So as 20 is greater than 10, it's true. So we are getting the output as true. I have printed the value of b1. Same thing for b2, just have changed the condition and 10 is not equal to 20, so we are getting false here. Okay, the last one is a special type, which is none. None basically is equivalent to null in other programming languages. So if you are aware of other programming languages, then it might be easy for you to relate it. However, here none means null or nothing, like it does not have any value. So if I just write y is equal to none and then print y, then I'll get the output as none. Okay. Now, next is type of a variable. In case you want to know what is the type of a variable, or a particular variable is holding a value and you want to know what is the kind of value that it's holding, then you can use the type keyword. So this is how you do it. After writing the type keyword, within parentheses, you need to write the value. Like I have written here, type 20. So as you can see, 20 is an integer. Once you press enter, you'll get the output as class int because it belongs to the integer class. Next one is type 8.2. As this is a floating point number, so the class will be float. For true, the class is bool. For the next one, also the class is bool. And for the last one, as we can see, it's a string, so the class is str. Now, you might be thinking that if the compiler and the user can both figure out the type of the variable, then why do we even need this type keyword, or what's the use of it? But actually, you can use the type keyword in programs. You might have some questions where you'll have to check the type of the variable with another variable, maybe for comparison. Like while you're doing such programs, type variable can be really helpful. We'll see examples later. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you really like the video, please do like, share and subscribe. I'll try to upload more Python videos soon. Also, do not forget to check the website link given in the description box below. I have uploaded some more solutions and sample papers. I'll be uploading more soon. So please stay tuned.